What's up? This is David, and today I want to talk to you about the 5 ones and how focusing on one thing will make you a lot more money than focusing on like 5, 10 different things. Okay. And so I want to start off with a story here. So this is a story of Steve Jobs, and we have a Mid-Journey's version of Steve Jobs here. But what Steve Jobs did was when he got back into Apple, right? He created like 2 lines, right? So it kind of looks like a chart. And on those 2 lines, he said there is, we have a personal computing, and then we have business computing. And under personal computing, we have desktop and we have laptop. Under business computing, we have desktop, we have laptop. And that is all we're going to freaking focus on. Just those 4 things. That's it. Okay. And then we're going to scrap everything else. So he got rid of everything else, right? Especially the ones that were doing really bad. So that's it. And he kept it simple. And in 1 year, this is what happened. Apple launched the now famous iMac, the one iMac that started like to change the course of not just the computer world, but like history. Right? Because after the iMac became the iPod, and then of course the iPhone, and we still use that to this day, right? It freaking changed the course of history. Not just Apple's history, but the history of the world. And it started with one simple idea and scrapping everything else, getting rid of everything else and just focusing, right? So that is the theme, the motif for today. And in the coaching world, this is considered the 5 ones, all right? So 5 ones. We have one target market, like people who you love, you can help them win, and they'll pay, which is an important one. One product, one offer, like the one thing that will help get your clients results. Okay, one conversion tool, and honestly, you can use a couple, but just focus on a couple things that really work and just do it again and again and again. Okay, so that could be like webinars or challenges or emails or whatever, right? In my opinion, use like a more leverage model. So don't do sales calls because it's very unleveraged. I would rather use something that's more leveraged, right? And one traffic source, not 5. Okay. So what I personally do is YouTube, where you might be watching this on, or and one long form and one short form. And the short form is Instagram. And I also use Instagram ads. And that is it. That's all I freaking focus on. I don't use LinkedIn. I don't use X. I don't use anything else. Just those. Focus. Okay. And the last 5, or the last one of the 5 ones, is do it for at least 1 year or $1 million, whichever comes first. Okay. Sometimes we get distracted and spread ourselves too thin, and that's me included. I made this mistake kind of recently, actually, and I've known this stuff for years, right? In fact, Alex Hormozi, we all know Alex, says stick to one traffic source until $1 million a month. You know what I mean? And we all know Alex and his like origin story, and like how he started scaling his past business, Gym Launch, I believe it's called. And in his early stages, he got to $27 million a year with just Facebook ads. That's it. One channel, one traffic channel. That's it. And that's all he freaking focused on. Yeah, that was his version of the iMac, right? And you can't compare someone's stage 10 to your stage 1 or 2. So the Alex that we see today, yeah, he has like this huge media team and he's creating a lot of content, but that's a stage 10. Okay, you're not at $100 million. You know what I mean? Like his stage 1 was focusing on just freaking one thing, Facebook ads. Okay, you can't compare like different stages of life compared to your stage 1 or stage 2, right? So yeah, he has his entire media team now, but then that's not how he started, okay? Nor would he advise you to do the same, okay? He would advise the exact opposite, I believe. Sam Ovens, we all know Sam, he did the same freaking thing, focusing on one thing. In fact, it was like one of the main, like themes of Consulting Accelerator. Because when you're trying to focus on 5 different things, you're making millimeters of progress here and one millimeter here, 1 millimeter here, when you can go kilometers of progress in one freaking direction. So I'll give you a a visual of this. So when you focus on like, many different things, you have thing 1 here, thing 2, thing 3, thing 4, you make freaking tiny millimeters of progress, okay? When you can make kilometers of progress when you just freaking focus on one thing, and now you're on a freaking spaceship, okay? So focus on one thing. And then once Sam did that, Sam did the exact same thing. He focused on one thing, his one product. He pitched it again and again and again, and he used one channel like Facebook ads, and he did it again and again until he got to $30 million with freaking one thing, all right? And here's some other people doing it. Like even Elon Musk, he started with one thing. The Elon Musk you see now is stage 10 Elon Musk, okay? You're in stage 1, you're in stage 2. You can't compare the Elon Musk now to your stage 1. Because Elon Musk, the guy you see now, yeah, he has like 10 different companies now. But he started with freaking one. He started with one company, and then he sold that. Zip2, I believe, like he sold that for like 8 figures. Like he got like an 8-figure paycheck. And then he started, X, which got turned into PayPal, and he sold that for 9 figures. And then he started like 3 other ones, okay? It's after he got good at the stuff that he started to multiply, okay? But he started with one, and he freaking had like a 9-figure freaking exit, okay? So until you have like an 8-figure, 9-figure exit, stick to freaking one. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? So you're comparing different stages of life, right? And we all know like Elon. Stick to the 5 ones. And I'll admit, like 6 months back, maybe a little more now, but I tried an experiment with like the whole like AI trend and stuff, and this is why I trying to avoid the AI bandwagon, and why I don't talk about AI a lot. Thing is, like I made these videos, and then I had like this AI thing like go out and then make like distribute it across like 5 different freaking like channels, and then I actually told people to do this. And I'm sorry that I made you focus on 5 different things, but then I want to retract that and say focus on one thing. And by the way, the content that the AI created was utter crap, and oh my god, no, just don't do it, right? So what it did was it took like my one long piece of content and it repurposed it into like 5 different other like social media channels. And the conclusion that I came back to is don't do it. Stick to the 5 ones, okay? I keep coming back to this idea. Not only did the content suck, but more importantly, I found myself being so spread thin. Like my mental energy just wasn't focused on one thing. It was just in the back of my mind. Oh, I wonder how that thing's doing on X. And then I would log into X, or I would log into LinkedIn. And it's just on the back of my mind. It's like the death by 1,000 cuts. You might not notice one cut, but then do it again and again. And then it's like you're bleeding to death by all this distraction, all right? So I would log into, all these other things, and especially LinkedIn. I hate LinkedIn, by the way, just to check all my content, right? So it's a death by 1,000 cuts, and it takes away my focus power. It's always like it creates stress, right? Creates this like second order level of stress, and I just freaking couldn't focus on one thing, right? And so again, I had to retract the AI repurposing stuff and say, sorry, I made a classic rookie mistake. And the thing is, like, I even taught this stuff. Like, I created a lesson all about the one thing, and I created this like 6-7 years ago. And it's like, it's one of my bonuses, by the way, inside the bonus course inside Freedom World. So you can check that out. And I went against my own advice, right? So what I'm trying to say is stop doing 5 things on 5 different social freaking channels and just pick one. Okay. The thing is, we're not trying to be internet famous. All right. We don't even need a big audience to make an impact and to make a decent living doing this, okay? Like JK says, likes ain't cash, right? Likes ain't cash. We're trying to help people in a way that matters and build a business around that and helping serve our clients, right? At the very least, like choose one short form and one long form, and that's it. Maybe one organic, one paid. And if done right, by the way, like organic becomes paid, paid becomes organic. And in an ideal world, like I think I would just stick to like YouTube. But then the thing is like YouTube doesn't have a DM function, and then IG kind of sucks at long form. So kind of have to use both here, right? Because once you start focusing on one thing, That's how you can freaking go to the moon. That's how you can go to the stars, my friend. Okay, so the TLDR is stop focusing on 5 things, laser focus on freaking one thing. Okay, create your version of the iMac. Remember, get rid of everything else. Like Steve Jobs came in and went to town. He got rid of everything, and he's like, nope, we're just focusing on those 4 areas, right? For you, focus on the 5 ones, right? Focus on those, and I will see you beyond the stars, my friend. Ad Astra, which means to see you beyond the stars. So if you are an established online coach and want to learn more about reimagining your high-ticket coaching in a totally new way, selling without sales calls, then please watch this video right here for more, and please subscribe for more stuff like this. I think the content I can provide is super fun and relatable and help you get more clients, more profits, and more freedom in your high-ticket coaching business, my friend. I will see you in the next one.